Diabetes works best with a team because each discipline brings different things to the care of the child with diabetes. We have the physicians who help with the diagnosis and help with adjusting the insulin, but everything works together, the food and the insulin and the activity. There's so many factors that affect the management of diabetes that we do need a full team approach, and the parents and the children and teens are part of that team as well.
So I want people to be well educated about what is insulin pumping. Then you need a team of people to help you start. So you need the nurse, the dietitian, the physician, social worker, mental health person, whoever is on your diabetes team to help you, because there's lots of different impacts with the pump in your life, and you want to make sure you're ready for all the obstacles that are going to be thrown your way. So well educated and started in a center with the right support, because even getting on the pump is one thing, but it's the follow-up after. The biggest job is once the pump is hooked up to you. It's the adjustment. It's what to do. Now we have a basketball tournament this weekend. What to do because we have a birthday party and a sleepover. What to do, my child is sick. My child's got day surgery. What do I do? All the ups and downs and ins and outs. The child is growing, the adjustment. You need a team of people in place to make this a success. Also, you need a family that's ready, and the diabetes team will help you prepare for that.
Yes, in our diabetes center there's a dietitian who will help with learning to count carbs and to make dietary adjustments. We have a diabetes nurse who will help with some of the technical aspects, injection sites, etc., testing, equipment, and some insulin adjustments also. And in my case, it's basically all the aspects of providing medical care to a young person who has diabetes. But if there's other medical concerns, we help deal with that. We also have access to a social worker who may be of assistance in the financial aspect or logistics of doing pump therapy and dealing with diabetes in general.
I think just for us to have the level of care and support and expertise here in the Valley has, I guess, made us feel that the diabetes is quite manageable. It doesn't involve a special trip to the city, to a children's hospital. It can be managed, within a 10-minute drive from our home. We have excellent support locally. I think that has been, a confidence builder for me, for sure.
My job as a pediatrician, it's a lot of development that goes around that. So parents need to know that despite the fact that the child has diabetes, they also are kids. So I address sometimes even issues about the toilet training, about the picky eaters, about behavioral changes, and that happens more in teenagers and not. So I do screening for anxiety, depression in teenagers, making sure that we're fine. And of course, as part of the regular assessment, I have to make sure that they don't have any other concomitant illness like thyroid issues or celiac, for example. So there are certain questions, and that is based on whatever I have as results. I always ask the parents how they feel, if they have all what they need in regards to, are you comfortably measuring the sugars these many times a day? Do you feel like the knowledge that you have about how to do the injections? How do you know that the targets are okay? How's everything going? School, home, and that's it.
It takes some pretty intensive efforts on the part of our diabetic care teams, the nurse and the nutritionist, and the physician, to do the switch over and the teaching from the needles to the pump. So when the families decide they're ready to go, we put them on the wait list, so it could be a couple months. We try to pick a time of the year when it's good for families and good for the kids to make the switch, often in the summer times, but not always, depending on the circumstances. And then it's a question for the first couple weeks. The family and I are in very close contact, as are the nurses.
One thing is, because we're in a rural area, we see young children, teens, and adults who start on pumps. So we have a wide range of people on pump therapy, and that gives a bit different perspective too, to offer to both children with diabetes and adults with diabetes considering pumps, and what the pros and cons are, and how we can transition that when children move into teens, move into adult years, if they're still in this area, it will be the same diabetes center staff and support for them.